The big white go live button has been pressed. Hello and welcome to Tiles of Confusion for the 13th of March 2026. How are we all doing? Hope you're all doing well. We currently are in a position where we are on our upward trend, sort of. We actually lost quite a lot of points in the last stream we did. Yeah, minus 214 plus 91 because that was only a half game. We did win on a high, but it was only an East only, so you know, we take those. Goal is still the same as ever, just basically try and maintain position as much as we can and basically get back into the swing of playing Mahjong again. So, that is what we are going to do. I do have enough coins, because I was thinking about this a while, but I do have enough, whatever the blue token is, the Jade, to actually create another tournament room if it came to that. But obviously, you know, we'll give it a bit of time. We'll allow people to, you know, recognize that I'm back. See if we can get enough people to potentially commit to regular things, and we'll see how things go. Hello, Prospero. How are we doing? All right. So in the meantime, we're going to continue with the ranked stuff, and we're going to see if we can keep on top of where we are. Again, we'd love to gain some points, but ultimately, if I can stay in the 1300 range at the end of this stream, roughly break even, I will consider that a good result. We are, after all, out of practice, but I mean, there's some certain sharpness that happened in the last game that I think we're getting back to sort of the level we were, but it is mostly just rust. Alright, so 2 people at my level and a second saint. So let's see how things begin. Multiple frees. 3 pairs, Alien Wind we'll get rid of now, and this is an okay start. I'd be pretty happy with this. So, potential Tanya attack, potential just cut and run, hope to get the 7 early. If not, we got the 468 on this side of things. Well, we already killed 1 closed weight, so that's good. Well, much prefer to go that way round than the other. We can also now accept a 4-man. I mean, to be fair, with that setup, we'd accept a 4-man anyway, but, you know. Maybe not over this sort of thing. Ooh. Okay. Well, we're going to pivot into potential pairs since we're early, and we are Ishanten for pairs Tanyo. Maybe not the best thing we could be going for, but failing that, well, there's a 4 we mentioned. I was about to say, failing that, we do have other things. Let's get rid of this and see if we can move down here. So we have multiple Ipeco outs. We have long run here if we need to. Double long run, really. Drawing 6 gives us Ipeco, 3-6. Wouldn't be Tenpai, even coming to 6. We're drawing the 2 now, gives us and a pair weight on the 2-3. But we lose Tanyo. Live white. Probably. Yeah. Probably problematic, but it wasn't the Dora one. We could call this and just take the Tenpai, and I think we'll do this. Ishanten, I should say, not Tenpai. Since that was the last one.
Pong.
4-7 or 3-6. About the same odds, so we'll take the 7. So this is just Tanya 1,000 points. And again, move the game on, get ourselves to the dealership, see if we can get that quick attack in. As it happens, if we'd gone the other way, well, actually, that might be just Suji for what we're playing, so can't say for sure, but could have been just a. No, actually, I think you folded up top. Double dragon. Holding a safe tile for us, so that's a little dodgy. Definitely probably worth more points than us, but we have 10 by as long as we stay. 5 has been played. 4 draws. 5 outs. Okay, hasn't folded. It isn't live, but it is Dora, so I think we do fold here.
まだだ。まだ終わっていない。
Tiso safe. Red safe. Okay.
聞こえる。捨て牌三種の声。
Again, I'm attacking for 1,000 points to move the game on. If you know, against the dealer Riichi, we are absolutely folding against with a no value hand. If we had Mungan, maybe, but you know. Well, I think our win plan is out for this game. Maybe already. We'll see. Early days, but we might now be playing for second. White to start. Don't care about the south, but we now have 2 safe tiles for the rest of the game. Pair of 8s. Let's go with 7. It's our most isolated thing. Also, I do need to adjust my setup because it's not... I clearly changed the setup since the last time I was streaming, and it's still slightly... Everything's a bit all over the place here. I need to get back into proper ergonomic setups for this. And also so I'm not quite off-center without, you know, rigging things. Okay. I'll get rid of the 6 here. Might regret later, especially given that it's partially connected to Fedora, but... Okay, quick attack into Dora discard, into Dora free. Alright, well we got a problem. We're gonna play ourselves here because that might be early to bail on them, but we don't have a quick way to finish a hand here, and we are up against a Mungan. No greens yet. We're gonna hold off with 2 calls. I mean, that's a good draw. Our high end is Sanshku here. If we can draw Tiso the 5 passes, which it should do. Okay, that's better. Open Sanshku and outside for some points off of the dealer. Game moves on. South round. Let's see what we can do with this. West to start. Might be a West reset, which we wouldn't want necessarily, but didn't happen. Okay. So we're unlikely to be forcing a Tanya with this, so we're just looking to try and pin through reach this. Pin through reach Dora. That's a good draw. I mean, it potentially kills pin through unless we draw specifically a free pin, but it's still a good draw. Oof. Unfortunate. Well, I say unfortunate, but I think it's about as... we prefer 1-2 over the 6. Up until that point. You know what? Let's just keep signaling what we're doing. This is going to be reach Dora 1 at this stage, because I don't think I can do much else with it. Thankfully, it's the middle of our 2-4-6 here, but... yeah, let's just keep cutting Manzi. Maybe they'll think we're on a bigger hand than we are if we can keep discarding just one thing. 7 pin's okay. Second red. Oh, would have loved to taken it. Would have loved to taken the overcall, although we don't have a hand if we overcall it. Alright, reach on the Dora. Second reach. We have a 2-pin safe in one direction. We have a Dora that is a CG. I think we're going to have to cut the Dora. I don't enjoy this, but 4th north, 2 is safe. Dealer Simo. That puts us in the last, and potentially with a problem, but it was only a small hand. We'll be fine. Something's going to come together for us in a moment. Okay. Shouldn't start. So draw an 8-pin, get a long chain with Fedora. Beyond that, yeah, just pin 2 and steal a hand, I think. Maybe I should have kept 7 for the more likely Sanchiku, but... Well, especially now. Alright, immediate punish. Again, they're about even, but technically speaking, the 7 was better because we had Sanchiku shots here. But we've drawn a pair doing it this way, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. Not that we could have known that ahead of time, of course. Optimization and decision making, that's where my main 2 current overlying weaknesses are at this stage. At least rapid decision making. I can work things out, but we can cut a 9 here. I am keeping this 9 just because there is Fedora that we can potentially accept, so I'd rather have that available if possible. But this is the next tile we probably want to get rid of if we get an improvement. In fact, that would be for Tenpai anyway, so yeah. Well, presumably Tenpai if we get the 3 specifically. Long delay from the north seat into a 3-pin. 2-man, potentially more useful than a 9, but we're gonna cut it anyway. Because again, Dora acceptance. Okay, more red dragons. There are 3 free-so remaining. And I would love one of them right now. Personal favour to me. East is live. Well, we're in the middle of a second row. This is the time to do it. And that is looking less and less like it. So we are now hoping for the 8-pin. Hatsu's also live. Both have passed. Player right does not care about Sozi. Player left doesn't particularly either, actually, come to that. Pair of 9s. Alright, we can cut the 2 here. So, it's looking like it's going to be a reach only. And without slowly disappearing. Last north. Dora discarded from the north seat. Potentially fine, and potentially allows us to accept Andorra this way round. But I think we're not going to make it. Alright. Dharma Sumo over that side. Oh well, dealer turn. And we could do with a hand here. We sent a couple of Dora, which is nice. Let's cut the 9 to start with. We'd want to see if we can accept this. We do have 1 sequence, 2 pairs, plenty of things that can take us off to the races. White wasn't going to work for us anyway, so that's fine. So well, we need to fill up these closed weights and not take a north. West is not helpful. Okay, let's cut the 2. Only downside with this is it's going to make it a little more awkward to accept the 5 in. But we do what we can for a Renshan right now. Especially against that. Yeah, if we complete the two, we complete this, we're probably going to have to reach for this one. Reach with Fedora. Unfortunate, but reach 1 as dealer. Hopefully get a repeat. It's on a Friso, which isn't ideal. Drawing a Friso also is a problematic thing, but at least we've got a two-sided weight for it that I'm okay with. Drawing a 6 would be ideal. We can then cut the 1-2 in sequence and go that way around. But at this stage, would like to hit a Tenpai. Haven't done it yet this stream, so you know, just one. Just want to do. That would have been Tenpai. That actually is something I'm gonna... Yeah, we're gonna take that. This means that we're looking at it being potentially on a close 6, but I think weirdly I'm okay with that. At least, I mean, there's no real difference here. 1-6 has been played, admittingly, but we want to accept the double door if we can. Be free Han, have a hand that has some value. Let's see how this goes. First reach. Immediate into a recall, and there's no shot. I mean, it is a safe tile to the triple call.
No.
And as it was a safe tile to the triple call, we get the hand.
Riichi. Dora. Dora.
7-7 from the player in first, so that brings us back to a bit more of an even game. We are in third, and we have our repeat. Alright. Another good start. 9 to start. Plus 8. Yeah, this could be very... If we get a 2-man right now, this is... I mean, even that's not that's not bad. So, Sanchiku, chances here, if we think about it. But I think, honestly, we'd just take the quick Pinto if we get this. Or an Ipeiko. Maybe I should get the 1, but I think Tanyo is fine. Means we can call for this if we want to. Just call the 4-man if it comes up. Alright, so that is a 1, 2, 3, closed 4. Do we want to take the closed 4? We'll think about it. Maybe I can upgrade this. I'd like to... yeah, I should probably be reaching this, but it's fine. If I can get a free pin. It doesn't actually change anything, does it? No, of course it doesn't change things. What am I doing? Free pin from hand. Decision making again. Yeah, no, that doesn't actually fix the problem here. You know what? Let's put the pressure on. We fumbled about that for 3 turns too long. We got some carnage. Alright, we're up against the Kanri. That is almost certainly going to be a better weight than us, and that is a terrible tile to be discarding at that point. But we pass, and we get the win. Oh, double wrong. We stay dealer.
Riichi. Ipeiko. Dora.
Riichi Pekadora for 7-7. And a fur 2. We take the lead with that, I believe. We do. I mean, I'm not going to complain at keeping the dealership with that, but we definitely dicks around a little too much trying to scam some value out of the hand. Should have just probably gone for it or just committed to keeping silent. Either way. Okay, so double white. We'll start with north, see if we get a redraw. We didn't. White is also the indicator, so it's going to be just isolate and go. We have 13k up on third place, which is the important one to be, really. I mean, last place is also important because there's a penalty for last place and this sort of thing, but you know. Is West disconnecting? West might be disconnecting from the game here. That might that might be the salt. Just starting with a middle tile. Well, not interested in that. We'll play south. So again, closed weights here. We have potentially White Dragon, Dora 1. Chase a 3,000 point hand or so. Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. Drawing a 7 extends this a little bit, but I don't know if that's necessarily great for us. Technically, the 8 is the most isolated tile we have, so. Okay, let's get rid of the 1 free. And that will potentially do there. And then we're cutting the 8-9 as we get further improvements. We would like this White Dragon, though. Not going to kill until we get it, but it's equally possible. I mean, to be fair, there's only 1 White Dragon remaining. So no shot anybody's holding a pair of them. They might just be holding the isolated 1 because they don't want to discard it yet. Or it might not appear in the game. There's always that chance. One man does nothing. Nine man does nothing. Well, I mean, we've had 2 wins here. This has been a good dealer turn, as long as we don't deal into anything too ridiculous. Yeah, we can kind of take that. Backdoor into Chitoitsu with 5 discards to go? Probably not. Alright, we've been scammed the draw.
Riichi.
And there is a reach. So set 9 is not walled off yet. We only see 3 7s. We have a pair of 2s that are also safe against that. And we have the White Dragon that is safe.
まだだ。まだ終わっていない。
I mean, we're nearly at Tanyo again. West is safe. 9 should be safe as well. But not enough draws.
Note.
Okay. That is perfectly fine with me. Dealer turn has left us in the lead. So on to East 4. And with a disconnected player at the table, our chances of finishing top 3 have improved. Okay, double Yaki High start. We like these. Triple Yaku High start. 3, 4, 5 San. The problem with Sanchikyu is we got 3 sets already, so. Yeah.
Pong.
Cut the suit. See what happens here. Weirdly, we don't want to do too much more than this. We want to just keep the Tempai that we now have. 2-5. And with disconnected player, this is absolutely what we want. 5 set. And we've gone full indication that we don't care about Sozi tiles, but 2 is also a Dora. So we even keep the Dora with this and the red 5 being in the game. This is pretty much ideal. Dora and
No.
win. Well, we cheat the player in second out of their thing. Pick up a quick free hand victory. Plus all of the repeat sticks that are in the middle. We have a 10k lead to... We have a 10k buffer the second. We shouldn't finish last now. I think we just enjoy things, and this is a phenomenal start.
Double reach.
Double reach. The jam is on. Solitary white dragon double reach. Maybe not a step too far. We got the win.
No. Double E.
All right, double reach only moves us away from the deal turn of that. We have an increased buffer to third. We have an increased buffer to second. All right. The fort has just come. How can we possibly go wrong now? Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, with a disconnected player, we take those every day if we can get them. Yeah, we'll play south here. Fair North doesn't really help us a great deal, but, you know, it's always nice to have two safe tiles. So the game with a disconnected player is typically get yourself into Tenpai and as quickly as possible and just commit, because safety has far less relevance with that happening. So here we are going hard for a Tanyo if we can manage it. Nice. Yeah. Ishan 10. We can take a 6. We can take an open thing for this as well.
Chi.
We absolutely will do that. It's the same either way, so we take the closed 6 weight. Yeah, being just in Tenpai and incidental discards winning for you. Oh, that's what I don't like at this point, because nobody's gonna play safety on this, but you know. That also means we're not playing safety. Oh well. We deal into a manga and our advantage disappears immediately, but wrong 6. If that is Honitsu, that's a Hanneman potentially on the right, at the top end. Well, at least take the extra value. We know where one more door is.
Tsumo.
And we will just get lucky, because sometimes you just get lucky.
Dorani.
Alright, and over 4,000, the gap extends. Dealer turn. We almost don't care about this dealer turn in a lot of ways. We'll keep the east, though, just on the off chance. If we do draw a second, there's a good shot we'll get it. But I imagine we're discarding it for other improvements, looking at the hand. Pin does not help us. Okay. Do we go Tanyo here? I'm not even sure that was the right call, actually. Come to that. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I'm just looking at Tanyo attacks here if we can force it, but admittedly both of these are wrong side for that. That helps. Well, now this is just Tanyo. Go for it. That's unfortunate, given that we just cut the 2. Green should be relatively safe.
Boom.
We get a redraw. Well, that evens up the battle for second, which is good for me currently in the lead. And we have one hand to go for a Winning start. Winning start in the full game. All right, we have south. We have this. This is a calling. This is a calling hand dream. We'll get rid of the 1-2 over the east for the moment. The red for the moment. Sorry. All right, get rid of one of our dragons. Get rid of the other now that that's been played. We're not going to get south out of anyone? No? No? Okay. Well, apparently we're not.
Boom.
Pong.
Maybe I should have... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have got 3 or 6 there, but obviously I've got slight concerns on that side of things. Mind you, I'm still going to play into it because it is a huge gap.
Boom.
And it does seem like it's just the Tanyo.
Chi.
No, we have Tenpai. Door free? Nope. As long as you're in Tenpai, there's a chance the discounted player will just give you the points. How many got left? 4. Of course we have 4 2 pairs.
Low.
And unfortunately for you, that means you will finish 3rd.
None.
Not only 1,000 points. Hey, we closed that out. And we will take a win and 146 ranking points.
そんな顔して。
Back into the 1500s. Alright, let's see if we can maintain that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. Moikai. Plan was to do 3, but we've now won 1, so disaster awaits. Yeah, not so much really analysing the first game. As far as I could tell, a few decisions that were made in the first couple of games, but... Okay. Let's see how this goes. Well, it's a reasonable start. Probably have to cut east here, or 1. Guess we'll cut 1 for now, just to give ourselves the most chance of getting another one. But I think, honestly, given things, we're just going to play east and see how the rest of this goes. After we do that. So, starting north, so we're last dealer, which is the position I prefer. Yeah, I prefer to cut that. I'd rather keep the Tanyo chances here, and we can always draw 6s to improve the shape. So, that's fine. We drew a pair there. That is a little awkward, so we'll do that. So we have too many. Again, should I keep the 1? I don't think so, but we'll see. Okay, well that steals one of our pairs away, so we're now going to do that instead. Secure this as our pair. And Ishanten on one of the other 2 weights. Hopefully not the 6-9, but... low end. What can you do? There's always a chance for Riichi right now. I mean, we haven't seen any two-man, so it's got to be a shot of it. So they're free from a sequence into that. I mean, I'd love to know what the call is behind the free being safe, but I guess I've been doing a lot of low Manzu to start with, so... And I have only played the one Sozu tile, so yeah, this isn't likely to come out of anybody. Especially as obviously I'm more weighted on the 5 side than the 2, but red 5 exists, so you know there's extra value. In the meantime, let's just see if we can move the game along. Which, in an even game state with even game state when you're not dealer is exactly what you want to be doing. It's also one of those hands that will be worth more if it goes to a draw state than it is going to be if I win it, but you know. I mean, Riichi Sumo and probably, you know, Riichi Sumo Inura, obviously, but you know, it would probably be worth more as a draw most times. Alright.
まだだ
2more
まだ
draws.
終わっていない
But I think they've got enough tiles to play safety if they want to.
聞こえる捨て牌三種の声
Alright, final draw didn't complete. So, unless you want to give me a Haite, which would be very nice if you do. No.
テンパイ
Alright, T5. We win the draw. Have a 3,000 point gap, 1,000 points in the middle, which we can win later. And we start with a pair of Dora Souths. So, do we just go outside hand with this? Oh, I think we do. This feels like we force outside hand here. Also, dropping a pair of 7s might indicate that we're not doing that, but still, this is tough. It's definitely the value hand if we can pull this off, but... There is a Sanchikyu, obviously. We will obviously call the Souths if we get a chance to. Cut the 2, keep that as our pair, but... Ishanten for outside. So Chanta, Adora 2, Sanchikyu potentially. This could be Hanneman. The problem is we're discarding middle tiles and we're now getting into the mid game. So this is now where it gets risky. But if we pull this off, we pull this off in a big way. Oh, red 5.
聞こえる捨て牌三種の声
Well, I mean, it should be fairly obvious what I'm trying to do, so they might assume I have the Dora.
Pop.
If they didn't, they do now. Dora free, outside hand, open Chanta. Sanchikyu. No carnage for me, but 8 so is victory. Oh, they do love their 8 pins. Yeah, I'm not getting this from anybody else. I'm just gonna hope there's 8 so I can draw, but this is a huge hand if we can finish this. And again, we know where Obadora is. We know where the majority of the value should be. We're not seeing any massive nonsense from the rest of it. It should be fairly obvious. We need either very low. We should need high Sozu based on the discards. But just gotta hope there's one in the wall. Come on, one time. 8 so. This is a beautiful hand. We want to finish the beautiful hand. Sozu are extremely expensive. That is a surprising tile to come out now. That 4 might be a fold. That 9 wasn't. Yeah. It's a shame, but we went Tenpai for the hand, and that was just trying to sneak around it. That was well played. Alright, have the lead going into East 3. We have Yaku High pair. We'll take this. This hand can call a few things, so I think this is worth it to try and steal the dealership. 9 pin is isolated, 6 man is next isolated, and we don't care too much about the rest of it. Yeah, we have a Yaku, we don't need a second.
Chi.
The only thing we're missing currently is a pair, but we'll get that in time, I'm sure. Okay, just need to pair up one of our tiles, please. Unfortunate. Well, we'll go with the value. There's more 6s. And we played the early 9, so we'll see. If we can turn this into a extended thing, draw a 5 or a 1 here, then sure. But in the meantime, we have got Tenpai, so... Okay, double CG. Doesn't matter. Dharma Hanuman. Or Dharma Mungan, rather. Okay, so we have a leader. We are pretty secure in second place, in spite of that, so... Alright, let's see what happens here. We have multiple pairs and things. Let's go 1 pin for now. Yeah, we'll keep the Akahai singles for the time being, just on the off chance, but I guess the question now is, do we just force a Honitsu with this? I think we might, but we'll see. It'd be easier if we can get one of these two pretty quickly. We're 9-6 behind, so very catchable. That is a good draw. Irrespective of if we end up going for full Honitsu or if we just take the quick repeat, that is a good draw.
Pong.
We're going to commit to the Honitsu where the West played.
Pong.
So obvious Honitsu is obvious. Well, certainly will be if we call another tile. I mean, it should be anyway, but you know. And white's an okay final weight if it ends up with that. 2-man being safe. 2-man is not likely to come off. So that makes this awkward. Because there are no more 2-man. So we do need a 5 to finish this off now. Ah, we're overcalled. Oh, this is horrible. All right. Hell weight. I'm hoping we can turn this into double weight, really, or pair weight, because this is going to be...
No.
Oh! Oh! Shan-Can!
Shankan Hatsu.
I finally achieved the Shankan on. Hell waits Shankan for victory and the Yak 10 as well. Oh, that's been on the bucket list for so long. I've been playing Mahjong for... How long have I been playing Mahjong for? Since 2009, I think? That is the first Kanshan I've ever managed. I think that might be the first one I've ever seen. Jeez. We are running hot today. Oh, that is... Alright, well, again, that's one on the bucket list. And now I'm thinking, I should focus on the game, but now I'm just thinking, what other obscure hands have I not finished yet? I mean, obviously there's various Yakumen that are on this list that are, you know, expected, but... I don't know. Alright, let's focus up here, because we now are up against 3 calls. Or 2 calls. Did we? Again, it's been a while, so maybe I just don't remember. It's certainly the first one I've scored. But, I don't even know if I want to... I think we go with this. We are looking very pair-heavy here, but we're Ishanten for Chitoitsu with Wandora Tanyo as well, so this is Mangan. Or, no, it's not. It's 9-6. Actually, Badila. It's 11, whatever it is. Or we go the upgrade path. And we see what happens.
Pong.
Long.
Oof. Oh well, it's a cheap deal. Unfortunate, but I think on balance I can take... Since I basically took a lot of points from you earlier, yeah, we'll take that. Alright. Calm it down, stop going on tilt, and see how this goes. Okay, so we're looking at Dora 2. And that is a very good draw. So we have pair, we have a run here. We could easily make this Tanyo quite... Just cut the last of the honours. 2 South played. Oh, okay. I mean, if our draws are just going to be 5 in, then I think we're fine. Let's keep the white. I mean, I probably should play the white over the 8 at this stage of the thing, but there's a chance we draw a second one and it pivots us again, but yeah, okay. That's fine. Okay, so Toy Toy still an option, especially since we have the triplet already. Wouldn't like to abandon the 5 though, so we're probably not looking directly for that, but yeah, well, in that case, we're probably not looking for that at all. We have a directly safe tile, we'll just play that.
Riichi.
Okay, there's some stuff going on here. I don't like this stuff. It does feel like I'm about to deal in, but 8-pin relatively safe. Last one, so 6-man is safe that way around, but is that going to be a call and attack? Yeah.
Long.
Okay, I'm glad that happened because I was definitely running out of safety.
Riichi.
I mean, yeah, it's annoying that the player in second is catching up, but again, the battle is more with the battle is more with the person in third than it is necessarily the person in first. South repeat then. Also, since no clips are a thing, I'm definitely going to have to take a clip of the Chankan when it comes down to after this, if I remember. Yeah. Okay. Meantime, though, focus up. Take our redraw. Dora being isolated is a slight problem, but there's plenty of things we can draw either side of it that'll help. Isolated 6. Isolated 3. It's the 50-50 gamble here because I want you want to get rid of these isolated middle tiles early, but equally they are you're more likely to draw things connected to them. So there's definitely the argument on both sides. Guess depends on the rest of the hand, really. But definitely would have been helpful if we had kept all these. Admittingly, we'd probably still be... I don't know. It would be better, but we'd have to get rid of some other stuff at this stage. Okay, I think the game has decided I've had the jam, now I must have the Marmite. Or was it Marmalade? It was no, Anti-Jam was Marmalade. Okay, play North here. I remember my own lore. East is fine. I think we're just passing through this one. I don't think we're in a position to really attack and take 1,000. So, I mean, draw another Dora maybe, but I mean, okay. Need to do something with this 8-pin, really, if we're going to do any attack with this hand, and we're already now at the point where we don't want to be doing that. Yeah, we'll play directly safe here. Ooh. I would have probably played North. It's my wins, but that's the Chitoy.
Riichi, Chitoi, Doreneko ni.
Okay. I mean, it's now puts us in a tight battle for the lead, which is never great, but at least falling to last place doesn't seem very likely at this point in the game, as long as we play carefully. We just now need to hold on to position here. 2, 3, 4 Sandwich Q is the high end, I think, for this hand. So let's see what happens. Fortunately, it looks like this might end up being on a pair weight, but we can always cut the 9s if we need to. That's a draw I'm willing to take at this stage. We'll cut the 6 on that basis. Minimally, it's a edge. That's not great, but we can always discard around it. That's a good draw. You know what? We cut the 9s here. Since we still got the outside chance for Sandwich Q, I want to keep the 2-4, but... well, okay. So we now have edge weight into other edge weight. I'd say drawing another 3-mana array, drawing a 5-pin here would be amazing. I'm going to get around it that way, but...
Riichi.
Unfortunate. Okay. Is the player in last, so we do need to be careful.
つも今回は私の
That is fine. That is fine. They lose more points than us, regardless of the value.
つも
So distance maintained to second, bit of a gap to third. 2 hands to go. We have Tudora and a starting Khan, so this is going to be an interesting round. I mean, absolutely, you're in 4th place. You're a dealer. You start with the Khan if you can.
ポンです
No dispute there. Problem is, we do not have a quick attack hand, and everybody else does. Perfect. We do have Fedora, though, or at least a couple of them. But this is where fortunes can fall rapidly. If I deal into this, bad things happen. Let's go with 2. It's our weakest tile right this second. Well, definitely some stuff going on here. Pair of 8s. We can over 7 safe. We're going to lean into that.
私のドラを泣いたら高くつく
Oh, do I?
Pong.
Screw it. This is problematic for a lot of reasons, but
リーチ
fully agree with the Riichi. I have no idea how we're navigating this now. We need specifically a 6 on this. So this is bad for a lot of reasons. But there's for dealing. Okay, we're fine. I mean, Dora free show. I don't know. I should definitely have backed out of that, but it's worked out. We have a 3-4 to the lead. We only need a quick win here. We have a pair of dragons. Let's see if we can close this one out. Take a second victory in a row. And we can't call that just yet. Good draw. Five, 6, 7 Sanch Q is our shortcut in case the green doesn't work out, but it's a shame we already seen a 5 and a 7 actually come to that.
私のドラを泣いたら
And Dora 5.
Pon です
We needed to play the white dragon a little earlier.
Pong.
Okay. As I say, 6-0 would be extremely generous from you right there. Alright, we have a 4-7 wait. Let's see if we can finish the game off. Have to go for this. We're in Tenpai. It's just what it is. We at best are going to finish in well, you know, if we deal in, we should finish second, but we take the win anyway. This card is not applicable completed. Domination in 1 hand, Yaki. Alright, well, we pick up a cheap win. And that is back-to-back victories.
どうしたそんな顔して始まったばかりだぜ
Okay, I do want to quickly go and review that, but definitely some questionable decisions towards the end of this. But again, we didn't deal in. We didn't deal in. Oh, actually, we did. We did. What was our deal in? To 9, we called, and then we did that. Okay, so. What do we have against? We're up against 2 calls from that side of things. We draw that. We take this, which is the Shanten for the current hand we're building to. I think this is fine.
Pong.
We take the call here. again, it's a call for Tenpai, and it's a call for Tenpai I usually end up taking, and I think that's fine. It just unfortunately sequenced exactly correctly with the Chitoi. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Maybe in the lead, I could have been a bit more passive with that. Maybe I could have afforded not to go for it, but I genuinely think this is fine. We had a high end of going for Toi Toi Sananko as well with this, so yeah. We're fine. Alright. Okay, I'm scared to play another game. That's a problem. Alright, we're going to play one more, but I am going to make it an East only game here. We're going to just 2 and a 1. This is what we did last time. I think this is fine. I wasn't expecting to come away with 2 wins. I was expecting to have a couple of passive games and not have to try to end on a high to put ourselves into a third game here. Here we're just trying to maintain, which is almost worse. 3 is a charm, but the third game is always the one that kills you. Hence we're going into an East only. Hey Carol, I'm on a double win and I pulled off a Chankan, so I would say the jam is flowing extremely well, far better than it was last week. But also, how are you doing? It's been a while. Alright, East only, full attack here. We have East, we have a pair, we have Dora. Let's go. Ooh, don't want to keep that. Sure. Get rid of that early. See if we can do this. Oh, well, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you recover soon. Take the additional pair. I should probably be cutting the south, and I probably will do in the next draw, but yeah, we cut south here. It is unfortunately freed up everybody else, but you know, such is the life and times. We got double Yaki High. Hopefully this means we can cut the 8-9 as we go through. So yeah, this is pretty much on autopilot from here, I think. Assuming nothing disastrous happens. That's fine. Opens up for Toi Toi as well. Officially middle pairs, so it's unlikely to pay off as a Toi Toi unless we draw it, but you know. Nobody wants to pay that dragon, which means there's probably another pair of them out there. Still, we have a Yaka that isn't revolved about that. That is somebody going for the impossible hand. We will keep an eye on that. But we've seen one impossible hand today. Maybe we'll see another one. I mean, the running meme is that that it does not exist, and any evidence that it ever has is wrong. But it doesn't exist now. I just called it. All right, we'll take the Tenpai here. We're going to take the 4-7. Could have taken the Toi Toi, admittingly, but I think this is better for us, or at least certainly was for that 7 that got played. I'd rather have the outs and just take the quick double Yaki High Dora. Free Han is still free Han. We don't need the Toi Toi.
Riichi.
That only exists when you do it. I don't believe you, but yes, that only exists when you do it. Hey, we take all number 1,000 points. I'll always take those. Alright, 6-2. Now we just have to maintain the lead. What are we looking at here? A lot of nonsense. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, a lot of nonsense. Yeah, we have a slow possibility. We have some Yakai pairs we might be able to secure later down the line. Well, I guess it undoes the error I did last time, so, I mean, it wasn't really an error at that point. I didn't have the 4 at that stage. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We're probably not winning this one. Maybe we should have gone for the impossible hand. It is a day for things. I don't even know if I want to play that out. This hand is so far away from things that it really feels bad to attack with it, but I mean, let's Spirit Whites now. 4 tiles to get rid of for a Honitsu attempt, but I closed weight, closed weight. These are more efficient. If we do get the White Dragon, then I've got a decision to make, I guess. I mean, there's no indicators of anything from anybody else. Okay, let's see. Ultimately, this is entirely dependent on if there is a White Dragon that is available to me. And, okay, cool, this happened. From the player in last, the player I'm most likely to be okay with that. Especially if you have no dealer turns left.
Riichi. 楽しみ.
Oh, reaching with the Dora. Oh, we play direct safety to start, and then we see what we can do. I was about to say, the one person we don't really want winning is dealer, but that's what it is. Reaching 2. Alright, back into second. And again, I would take second. Second place is exactly where we want to be. Well, okay, no, it's not exactly where we want to be, but we were perfectly content to be in second if that happens. Okay, we have 3 Yakuhai tiles, so we're going to begin with those and see what happens. 2-3-4 Sanshikyu as a high end. East is gone, West played, so let's move out. Dora. Okay, draw connecting tile on the next draw, always good. That's okay. So, maybe kept the red a little long, but we'll play it now. Okay. Again, if somebody's going to call it red, I'd prefer it to be you. Very nice. Let's cut that. So, 7-man, 147 man. Wow. Okay.
Riichi.
Let's take it. Hopefully reach in 1. Reach pin through 1, obviously.
Tsumo.
Okay. I don't think that's going to be enough to... Well, I mean, they are dealers, so we do get double from them.
Tsumo. Pinfu. Dora.
Yeah, 26, 52 exchange. Okay, just about. Just about. 2 hands left. Gap to third is increased. We have a set of Wests that don't help us a great deal. This is a great starting hand, actually. High-end Sanshikyu is a top end. High-end Sanshikyu outside hand is a top end, actually, come to that, but... Ooh. Okay. I think we commit. This feels like what we want to do. Yeah, no, we commit. Mainly the free doesn't help us a great deal, but I think we do. Yeah, I think we still do this. Obviously, I'll call the 9-pin if it gets played by a player to our left. We have West for safety if we absolutely need them. They haven't been played yet, to be fair, but I think they're still fine. Oof.
聞こえる捨て牌三種の声
いらない
9-pin to also have pin through would still be great. Nope.
Riichi.
Alright, 7's a safe tile. That is unfortunate for us in a few ways. Maybe we still go for this because of the value. Oof. Okay. Think we're out. So yeah, West wasn't necessarily guaranteed, but that's Riichi passes Sumo. We're not dealer, so we should be okay here. But now our dealer turn is a rush. We're still above the 30 threshold. We're still in the lead. Yakuhai pair. Please a Yakuhai pair. That is a pair of Norths. Which is not ours. Alright. That'll do. That'll do.
Pong.
Yeah, we're going to force this. Might end up being a problem for us later, but actually, weirdly, we have a counter player just going into Toy Toy. Got it. All right. Let's count the 8s. Nearly went for that. Okay, now it'd be fine. If I want to play another one, that's okay. That'll do. T5 for the win.
Riichi.
There's always a shot, but I think at burst, if we deal in with that, it's third. I think it's still the case now, so yeah. It was cheap, and I think that's going to put us into a west, isn't it? A south, rather. 7-7. Okay, no, that's enough points. Okay. I mean, 2 wins and a third. Again, maybe I shouldn't have necessarily tried to force that hard, but ultimately, if we don't force and she wins, I think we finish third anyway because of the point difference. So I think that was correct, and we'll see. All right, then. Well, that was free. We ended at about 13. We started at about 13. We gained what? 135. Yeah, so we gained 270 points today, so we'll take that. Absolutely. I mean, this wasn't supposed to be a ladder climb to rank up, but hey, we achieved the objective of staying roughly where we were by going up by 200 points. So, yeah, I'll catch you next week where we'll see if we can do it again. And if not, well, we'll see. Until then, folks, thanks for joining.